Hello, my dear children. Welcome to Science Tutorials with D. Divedi. So, children, today we will continue lesson number 15, Some Natural Phenomena. This is the third part of video in which we are going to study about lightning conductor and earthquake. So, the first topic which I am going to explain today is lightning conductors. Children, as you have learned in previous video that lightning can destroy a lot of property and our lives. So there is actually need of a device which can save our property and lives during lightning. And this device is known as lightning conductor. So the first question must be striking your mind that who developed lightning conductor? Who made this device? So, it is a device developed by Benjamin Franklin to protect property from the damage caused by lightning. Here in picture you can see, children, this is the great man who developed lightning conductor. So, lightning conductor is a device used to protect buildings from the effect of lightning. Here in the figure you can see, children, this is a lightning conductor which runs through a tall building and it protects the building from the spark or from the lightning. Here this is a cloud and this is the spark or lightning produced by cloud. So this is a lightning conductor which runs throughout the length of building and protect the building from lightning. Now, what is the structure of lightning conductor? Lightning conductor consists of thick flat metallic strip mostly made up of copper. Okay, here in the figure you can see this is a metallic strip which is made up of copper and that strip runs throughout the length of the building. The bottom of the strip is immersed deep in the earth joined to the metallic plate. At the end of the conductor there is a metallic plate which is buried inside the earth. One end of the rod is kept out in the air and the other end is buried deep into the ground. The rod provides easy route to the transfer of electric charges to the ground. Now, how this device protects the building? When lightning strikes, the lightning conductors projecting out provide the path for the flow of charge throughout the strip. Okay, the lightning conductor is taller than the building. Okay, whenever there is a lightning, it provides the path for the flow of charge. Here is a lightning. As soon as there is lightning produced, the spikes receive the charges. They provide path for the flow of charge throughout the strips down into the earth. Through the metal strip, they down into the earth to the metal plate. Here is a metal plate and from suppose, children, these are the spikes, means lightning received by the spikes and through the metallic rod they goes to the metal plate and from the metal plate they goes inside the earth. Okay, with the help of this figure you can understand easily that there is a lightning which is received by a lightning conductor and it easily goes to the earth without causing any damage to the building. And the earth having zero potential and does not experience any damage. Children, the image of lightning conductor is given in your book in page number 190. So you can see there is a metallic strip which runs throughout the building and this is taller than the building. Okay, at the top there is a spike which receives lightning and through the metallic strip the lightning or charges goes down to the earth to the metal plate and through the metal plate they go down to the earth and there is no damage because earth has zero potential. Now the next topic which we are going to study is earthquake. Children, as in the beginning of the lesson, I told you that in this lesson we are going to study about two natural phenomenon, lightning and earthquake. So, lightning we have already studied, we have already learned about the lightning. Now, we will study about an earthquake. Children, there are so many phenomena that cause large destruction, but the weather department can predict its occurrence and can warn before, like we discussed lightning. Okay, about the lightning, it can be warned by the weather department. But there are certain natural phenomena like earthquake which cannot be detected prior. Earthquake is more dangerous than lightning as it can cause large scale destruction of human life and properties. Now here in this picture, children, you can see the damage caused by earthquake. So earthquake is more dangerous than lightning. What is earthquake? It is defined as sudden shaking of the earth which lasts for a short period of time. Here, children, ask your parents. They must have experienced this sudden shaking of earth for a few seconds in their life. This is called earthquake. Now, what is the cause of earthquake? If we talk about its causes, there are so many myths related to it. But in this video, we will discuss about the most accepted cause of earthquake. So before explaining the cause of an earthquake, I will explain the structure of earth. You should know the structure of earth. So children, the earth is actually not in one piece. The earth is divided into different parts. Suppose this is the earth. The outermost layer of the earth is known as crust. The middle part of the earth is known as mantle. Here you can see in the figure. And the most inner part of the earth is called core. Okay. So this is the earth. Inside, outer layer is known as crust, middle is mantle, and the inner layer is known as core. So the outer layer of the earth, which is known as crust, is not one piece. It is fragmented. Means the crust is made up of small pieces, and each fragment is called plate. Okay, each fragment of the outer layer of the earth, which is known as crust, is known as plate. So, hope you have understood that earth is not in one piece. Its outer layer is made up of many fragments, and each fragment is called plate. So, these plates are in continual motion. Okay. Suppose these are the plates, they are always in motion. They are always in motion in different directions. So when they move, sometimes these plates brush past one another. Okay, they may collide with each other. Okay, they may collide with each other, and plate goes under another due to collision. I hope you have understood that the plates are moving always, and during their movement, when they collide with each other, one plate goes under another due to collision. जब ये टकराती हैं तो एक प्लेट दूसरी प्लेट के अंदर चली जाती है and cause disturbance in the earth crust. They cause disturbance in the earth crust, and due to this disturbance, earthquake occur. That is tremors take place. There are some other reasons also behind the earthquake. So let's discuss some other causes of earthquake. The first cause is volcanic eruption. If there is volcano erupt, then also earthquake can take place. This in the picture you can see, children. This is the volcanic eruption. Okay. Next is hitting of meteors on the earth. You know about the meteors. When these meteors hit the earth, the earthquake can take place. Meteors are the heavenly bodies. When they hit the earthquake can take place. Next is underground nuclear explosion. Here is in the picture you can see, children. This is the underground nuclear explosion. So these are the other causes of earthquake. as they can cause the disturbance in the earth crust and leads to the occurrence of tremors. Children, as you all know that earthquake occur due to collision of plates. Okay, due to collision of plates. So, suppose these are the plates of earth crust. We have learned that the earth crust is made up of many fragments and each fragment is called plate. So, suppose these are the plates. When these plates collide with each other, the boundary of plates may damage. So, therefore, the boundary of plates are weak zones. Boundary of plates are weak zones where the earthquake is likely to occur. Here these are the plates when they collide with each other, their boundaries may get damaged. So these boundaries of the plates are known as weak zones. The weak zones are called seismic zones or fault zone. So children, seismic zones or the fault zones are the areas of the earth which are more prone to earthquakes. So here in the figure you can see children, these are the waves. Okay, when earthquake takes place, waves are produced. Okay, and these waves are known as seismic waves, and these waves are produced at the center which is known as focus. At the center which is known as focus. Okay, from the focus they rise to the outer layer of the earth which is known as epicenter. So the epicenter is an area which will be more affected by these seismic waves or the earthquake. So children, I hope you have understood the place or the point where earthquake originate is known as focus. The waves which are produced are known as seismic waves, and the area which is more affected by these waves is known as epicenter. And these areas are known as weak zones, seismic zones or fault zones. Now seismic zones are the following in India. Okay, in India there are the some areas which are more prone to the earthquake, and these are known as seismic zones. So these are the Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas and the whole northeast. Some other areas are Great Run of Kutch in district of Gujarat. Some areas of South India are also prone to the earthquake. So these are the seismic zones of India. Children, ask your parents. They must have experienced the shaking of earth in their life. Okay. So sometimes it takes place for the fraction of second and does not cause any damage. But sometime when earthquake takes place, it can damage a lot of properties and lives. So there is a scale that can actually make us familiar with the strength of earthquake, intensity of earthquake, and that scale is known as Richter scale. So Richter scale is a scale that helps in measuring the strength of earthquake. So Richter scale can measure, it is actually a device which can measure the strength or intensity or magnitude, we can say. These are the words which can be used for the strength of earthquake. It can be measured by the Richter scale. Okay, as you have learned that when earthquake takes place, waves are produced. Tremors produce wave on the surface of the earth. Suppose here in the figure also you can see the waves are produced and these waves spread over the earth. Okay, they originate from the focus and they rise to the seismic zones. Seismic zones. Okay, so these waves are known as seismic waves. To record these waves, we have an instrument is known as seismograph. The waves are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. Now, how does seismograph work? The instrument is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum. Here you can see children, this is a pendulum. Okay, this is a pendulum which start vibrating when tremors occurs. Okay, what happened when tremor occurs? When tremor occurs, this due to the vibration of the rod, this pendulum start vibrating. Okay, now what happened? A pen is attached to the vibrating system. Okay, here is a pendulum and there is a pen attached to it. A pen records the waves on paper which moves under it. There is a paper which is always moving. Okay, when the tremor occurs, this pendulum start vibrating and pen which is attached to it, it records the waves. Now, by studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of earthquake. They can also estimate the power to cause destruction. Okay, they can estimate the intensity of the earthquake and they can tell us how much destruction can be caused by this earthquake. Children, the image of seismograph is given in your book in page number 194, figure 15.13. In the figure you can see there is a stand, there is a pendulum which is attached to the stand with the string, and in the pendulum pen is attached. When tremor occurs, this pendulum start vibrating and due to the vibration of the pendulum, pen records the wave on the paper which is always moving. Or by studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of the earthquake and they estimate its power to cause destruction. Children, as you have learned that how much destruction can be caused by earthquake, how much damage can be caused by earthquake, so you should also know some safety measures. Okay, means you should know what protection should be taken against earthquakes. So first we study the safety measures or the protection against earthquake in seismic zones. In seismic zones, so you know what is seismic zones? Seismic zones are the boundaries or the areas which are more prone to earthquake. So all the buildings in this zone is designed in such a way that they can withstand during tremors. Example, consult qualified architects and engineers. In these zones, use of mud and timber is better than using heavy construction materials because mud and timber are lighter than the metals and they do not cause harm to life when they fall due to earthquake. It is better to fix cupboards and shelves into walls. Here in the picture you can see, children, all the cupboards and cells are in the wall because they do not fall during earthquake. Be careful while hanging clocks, photos and frames, etc. because when the earthquake occurs, they all fall down and they can hit the people living inside the home. All buildings should have fire fighting equipments as due to tremor, the fire may take place. Now, what safety measures or the precautions you should take if you are at home? Okay, if you are at home and earthquake occur, what you have to do? Take shelter under a table and stay there till the shaking stops. Stay away from the tall trees and heavy objects. Children, if you are sleeping on the bed, then do not get up. Okay, but protect your head with pillow because if anything fall on you, pillow will protect your head. So protect your head with pillow if you are sleeping on the bed and earthquake occur on that time. If you are outdoors, suppose you are not at home, you are outside of the home, what you have to do? Find a clear spot away from buildings, trees and overhead power lines. If you are in car or bus, do not come out. Even ask the driver to drive slowly to the clear spot. Suppose do not come out till the tremors stop. Suppose you are driving, you are inside the car, do not come out. Even ask your driver to drive slowly and take the car to the safe place, means in the open ground, so that no building can fall on you and your life will be safe. So children, here the explanation of lesson number 15 is completed. In the next class, in my next video, I will solve all the exercises. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.